Hello guys, so I wanted to talk about stuff which is really fishy and we didn't notice it before, and how we didn't notice it. It's just mind-boggling. This just speaks about how much poisoned and hypnotized we are, and that we are programmed since the kindergarten, since a very young age, through all these cartoons and music and songs and shapes and color forms. So anyways, coming back to this the McCann's couple, I'd like to add some stuff I might have missed. First of all, I wanted to remind you that I believe, it's my personal private opinion, that these two are siblings. They are at least cousins, and this is all that happens just in front of our eyes, only because an average normal person, it would never occur to them that such things are even possible, because it's so repulsive to an average individual. Second point I wanted to make is that they even synchronize in their clothing. So the way that they dress, first of all, it's synchronized as if they were, the way that they dress is like siblings. They're siblings. They try to wear something like shorts, but it still looks weird. It's like she tried to wear shorts on purpose to look modern. And I'd like to refer you to another couple and the whole town of Sandy Hook. There also was this family, particularly interesting family, called the Parkers, and their daughter, Emily Parker, that allegedly died. And those two, Robbie Parker and his spouse, I believe to be also siblings. And then they had these albino, evil-looking kids without eyebrows, because they are inbred. And also these ugly noses that look like hooks or beaks of certain birds that feed on the dead rotten flesh, like griffons or something like that. So anyways, every detail here is important, because I think that she wore shorts on purpose, and I think that's not her like normal clothing, because I think she usually wears some long skirts. And if you notice, in this Sandy Hook event, children, very young children there, wore very long skirts, which is typical for some secluded community, cult-like offshoot of Mormonism and Scientology and all the rest of this stuff, because this all stuff is connected to the military, particularly Scientology is connected to the Navy, and this ties into aristocracy and their inbreeding program. So usually when children when people have children who are siblings, they usually dress alike. So this is what we are seeing here. The second point I wanted to make is that her figure, her narrow hips and the small breast and this washboard stomach doesn't look like someone who had 3 young children, and it doesn't look to me like somebody who had a twin pregnancy in particular. And I also wanted to point to you that I also wanted to point out to you that not only they have this weird fashion sense, which is kind of old-fashioned, and it looks like they lived in this secular rural community, removed from everywhere, such as in some English college-like private school environment, and or this Little House in the Prairies kind of stuff, or Utah, something like that, state in the United States, where they all have to wear certain clothing that develops, they have to wear after their siblings, and generation after generation they try to keep and sew clothing, so that even if they are released from their community to a city in a modern world, to a big city, they still have this fashion sense that has been formed for years, which is very rigid in them, and they still have this weird fashion sense that they tend to buy the same stuff, even when they have accessible, and they try to dress modern type. Also, another thing I wanted to mention is that why I believe that the rumors about them being swingers is correct. I think that they participated in the orgies, and it's not like swinging in particular. It is like orgy in a very religious ritual type of way, repeated religious type of way. That's why her face, in my opinion, again, it's my opinion, I don't claim that it's the truth, I'm just expressing what it looks like to me, because obviously I'm not the policeman and detective, so I just wanted to say that her particular figure, it's just not mumsy to me. So they appear to be, jogging a lot, and they have this type of body that you would only need if you have to expose it all the time. That's why I think that she has this type of body that you have to maintain when you constantly have to attend these events where you participate in a orgy. You understand? So this is like a really rigorous, militant kind of discipline that it takes, and a diet and fasting and exercise, which has this, on one hand, religious, on the other hand, military or even athletic atmosphere, part of environment you have to be inside in order to have this type of body. So basically, in a more simple words, she has this type of body which is someone has when they participate in orgies. And another thing that I wanted to mention, and yes, of course, they broadcast to the audience very opposite type of thing that they secretly are on the inside. So they try to dress like they are all this, modest and stuff, but indeed this is to hide who they really are. This is to hide who they really, really are. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that how they always hold some type of toy in their hand. So this also meant for the audience who are going to view this as a type of signal that will register in your head, in your subconsciousness, that these things, like toys, they denote the missing children. So like I said, if you watch some like vloggers on YouTube, and they have this weird, like it's an adult man, he's in his 40s, maybe 50s, and he has a YouTube channel and he talks about conspiracies, and then on the background you have this bed and a garland, and in a weird way an adult man has these stuffed toys in the background. And I think it's in their pedo language they are talking about that they are selling kids, that they have access to kids and they are selling kids. So, and you will see this in their appearance. So another thing that I wanted to mention was that there is no way that this person had a twin pregnancy or 3 kids or anything like this. No way. And how this stuff works is, I wanted to really pay your attention to it. They want to make you not think your own thoughts. So they organize all these groups, they make all these videos about this case on this platform, on different other platforms. They make all these groups on Facebook, and who stands behind it is a secret service, the United Secret Services of the world. So in my opinion, they are all united and they all work together against people of different countries. So anyways, what I wanted to mention was that when these things started, they started to develop all these conspiracy theory about this couple, and they focused on this guy not being the father of this kid. So they spread the rumors. Of course, this was Secret Service that did it, the government, the shadow government, the deep state, they did. So they did spread the rumors that the father is not the father of this Madeleine McCain kid that went missing, and that he corrected something on the birth certificate and so on and so forth. And this is to distract from the fact that her is not the mother of those 3 kids. You see this? She is not the mother. And in order to set you on the wrong track, in order to waste your energy that you could spend, you have only limited number of energy of your brain waves that you could spend on investigating, accessing your intuition, and so on and so forth. So what they do is that they try to divert your attention from her not being the mother, and they try to focus your attention on him not being the father. And that's how they work in every single event that they organize. That's how they work. They try to say that they were doctors, and because they were doctors, they sedated them and they overdosed, and that's why the kid died. And then they hit the date because the date was not the date when the person was murdered. So another thing I wanted to mention is that the photo robot, which was based on some eyewitnesses picked up by the police, and I don't know if they are fake or not, but the nose and the structure of eyebrows and the teeth, which are rabbit teeth, which is, in my opinion, is some form of signs of inbreeding for centuries. And I have been in Germany, I have had German colleagues before, and I have never seen a single German person who had those rabbit teeth. On the other hand, we know that these royal British families are famous for these rabbit teeth. So this one looks like the eyebrows, the eye, the nose. This one looks like Prince Andrew to me, and there is another one, and this one looks like Prince Edward to me. So there are these princes, and some of them even have this reputation of being pedophile, and they are trying to introduce the law in Scotland now, as far as I know, that would say that you don't call pedophiles, and you choose some abbreviation from 3 letters that would say a person attracted to young persons or something like that. So I wanted to show you that they have rabbit teeth, and they look like, the eyebrows that match, and only they can afford to have these orgies events and these real estate properties in Portugal. You have to have very large estate and all like that, with private security and fenced, guarded stuff, which normal English person that lives from paycheck to paycheck, just who struggle to pay their bills, which it will never occur to them. Okay, the same goes to the German people, which are hardworking, and their brain is mostly occupied with their work, as far as I know, or they go to some church, and it doesn't even occur to them to have all these events.